We all dream of that big promotion at work. It gives us recognition, a better title, higher salary, and a position of authority and leadership. But what if I told you that in today's volatile market, a promotion may not actually give you all these that you desire? From a reduced take home salary to a lower job security and a huge amount of stress and pressure, a promotion may actually expose you to a lot of risk. Now, I have been working for 25 years, and for all these decades, the formula was simple. You work hard, get promoted, earn more money, and enjoy a job security. But in 2025, that formula does not hold anymore. And that is what we are going to discuss in today's video. The top 3 risks you are most likely to face if you get promoted at work. And also, what are the factors that you must consider if you're looking for a promotion at your current organization or looking outside for a senior role. Let's start with risk number 1, a reduced take-home pay. Now, it's obvious that when we get promoted, we expect our salaries to increase. But the truth is, in today's world, if you get promoted, most companies do not increase your fixed component, which is the guaranteed amount you take home every month. Instead, they move a larger chunk of the raise to the variable component. So it could be in the form of your monthly or quarterly variables, your bonuses, incentives, or even stock options. So on paper, you would have got a good raise, but in reality, your take-home pay barely rises. And in some cases, it can even go down. And why would your salary dip? Because in volatile times, the first thing that companies do is cut down on these variables and performance-linked pay. So imagine that you just got promoted to a senior manager. You may find that about 30% of your salary is now linked to company performance. And in times of downturn, the company's performance would go down, so your salary would also reduce. Risk number 2 is about a reduced job security and a higher vulnerability of layoff. Now consider you have 10 or 15 years of experience. You have just got promoted. So your salary may have actually increased and you would have moved to a middle or senior level management. Now, what happens is, on one hand, you have become more expensive to the company. And on the other hand, you would have moved away from actual work. So you may not be working on client engagements or product development. So you may not be generating actual revenue for the company. So in times of volatility, when the company needs to cut down on costs or manpower, the first layer to go is always the middle and the senior level management. And this is evident from what we have seen in stories in the last 1 year, say Google, Microsoft, Intel, TCS. So yes, with the promotion, you do get a higher title. But if you move to a middle or senior level management, your vulnerability for a layoff increases. And risk number 3 is the increased stress and risk of burnout. Now, these are the hidden emotional costs. So when you get promoted, it's not just the title which changes. Your accountability also shifts. Earlier, you were only accountable for your own work, your performance, which was very much in your control. But with the promotion, you now become accountable for the performance of your entire team, which may not always be in your control. So if your team members miss deadlines, or their morale drops, or their performance does not meet the expectations, you carry that responsibility. And the challenge here is, you may not even have the authority to fix everything, yet you will be held accountable for the outcomes. And this is the stress about being accountable without the authority, is the reason that most newly promoted managers tend to burn out. Now, for companies, this makes complete sense because by getting you promoted, they're not really spending a lot of additional money. By shifting more of your pay into the variables, the company is actually transferring that risk from themselves to you. But by making you the lead and responsible for a team, they're actually improving their efficiency at your cost. But does this always work in your favor? What are the things that you must consider if you are looking for a senior role in your current organization or outside? First, don't get carried away by glamorous titles. Look at the pay structure. What is the fixed versus variable? If the fixed portion is too low, you're carrying all the risk because variables are not guaranteed amounts. And in situations of downturn where your department or your company is not able to meet the targets, then you may not get any of those incentives or variables at all. Second, clarify the expectations of your new role. Are you being set up for success? Or are you being thrown into a difficult situation, also called the glass cliff, so that you can be blamed later on if anything goes wrong? Will you have the adequate authority to fix things if anything goes out of control? And third, ask yourself honestly, do you have the skills and the support system to handle this kind of stress of being accountable for the entire team's performance and not just your own? Because if the answer is no, you may be headed for a burnout. And finally, remember that real career growth goes way beyond titles. So build your career capital, your skills, your expertise, your credibility, that goes way beyond your current job. Because if the worst happens, it is your skills and not your titles which will help you bounce back. Did you ever get a promotion which did not work the way you expected? Maybe a lesser pay, more stress, or even job insecurity? Please share your experience in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel because I have more career insights coming your way. See you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye.